Hello, everyone. It's Katrin. It's Wednesday, and we have the 5th of January. Let's see if you can hear me well. And somewhere there's my phone, as always. It's beeping. Okay, perfect. Let's see. Yeah, you should be able to see me right now. It's starting. Okay, perfect. So, welcome. January 5th. I do this actually every time I start something. It's so weird. Yeah. January 5th. And I wanted to go live today with a few things. So we have quite a few new users, and there are a few questions which came up. But I also think when questions come up and they come up more often, then I think it's time to address them because probably others might have issues finding them as well. And even so, we have a ton of videos and tutorials, but sometimes it's just hard in the beginning to see them all, watch them all, and go through them. Thank you, Jean. I'm so glad. Yeah, sometimes, I've had quite some issues with Restream and Facebook and connecting lately. So they are doing constantly some kind of algorithm changes. And then I switched back to StreamYard. And it's been a little bit of a nightmare lately with Facebook, unfortunately. But I know I'm not the only one. So they might have done some changes in the back end. And I don't think necessarily that Facebook likes very much third-party apps. Good afternoon. Hello, Jackie. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so this time it's working. I'm glad. So I just wanted to see. We've got a few things I want to show in the back end, but I also wanted to check in with you in regards to your image is a bit blurry, Sylvia says. Is it? Let's see. Should I clean it? Wait a second. Oh, perfect. I don't know if it's my camera or if it is. Let me see the settings. Wait a second. No, it's a full high definition. It says, note that some platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook are downgrading stream quality to HD. So I wonder if that is another thing that changed. Is it a lot blurry? I don't see blurry, Jackie says. Okay, now you guys are confusing me. Don't do this. You know that I had to get reading glasses. I printed out my notes today in extra large, and I was surprised that the other day I just tried the glasses of my friend, and suddenly I could read the menu on the restaurant menu, and I'm like, oh my god, it's starting. It's starting. So now everything is actually coming out in larger fonts, and I always smiled at my mom, but now I just gotta smile at myself. Okay, it's better now, Sylvia says. So maybe it was my camera. You know, when you put sometimes cream or oil on and then you touch something on the computer, maybe that's what it was. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go through the list of these 5 little bit of hidden features. But if you have questions in between, just chime in. If you have questions afterwards, after the live, then I will answer them afterwards. And then if you have even more questions later, you can also send me an email, hello@blendprecisely.io, not .com, .io. So that's it. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see if that works today. I hope so. Hide, and it needs to come on. The last time I kept on talking, right? But now you should see it. Okay, so the very first thing I'd like to say is that we do have over 600 raw ingredients in there right now, but it's astonishing to me how many more ingredients are out there. So if you see any ingredients missing, and that might happen from time to time, and sometimes you might have a really long list even, especially if you're coming from cosmetic formulation or herbalism. I see, there's more herbalists coming in as well. Then the list might be quite big because everything is based on aromatherapy and much more now cosmetic formulation. but lately I see more herbs coming in as well. So if you give me a list, that is totally fine as well, for the missing ingredients. If you have single ingredients that are missing, single raw ingredients, we do have this form, and I'm actually going to send this form. Let me just see if I can paste it here into the notes section right now. So view form, let me just 1 second. I think that's the one to paste. Anyway, so I just pasted the link in the comment section. So if you have a single ingredient, just feel free to, or not feel free, but please send me this one. And the reason is that we have already the categories in here, and often I just get the common name and the Latin name, and that makes it really difficult then for me to find the pricing, to find the size, and also the INCI names and everything else. So each ingredient does take quite some time to actually add to our raw ingredient list, but it is really super helpful if I get the size of the raw ingredient, the currency, and the price. And then even better, just the link to the raw ingredient, because then I can simply go there and check everything, and then I can search for the INCI name and everything else in my database. But so yeah, if you have an Excel spreadsheet with a lot of new raw ingredients, like 10, 15 maybe, just add those details as well, meaning common name, Latin name, in what category it should go, the size, the price, and then hopefully the link to where you're buying or purchasing the oil or the raw ingredient, and then I can enter them within 24 hours, no problem. If not, and you have a lot, it will take a little bit longer because I have to do all the research. Okay, so that is for the raw ingredient part. If you just have one, use the link I just posted, and then it's done really fast. Now let's go over to the app. And Seth right now is, I would say, 3/4 through adding the stock or the master blend, where we basically are going to be able that the stock blend is going to be added automatically to your stock blend. Here's going to be a new field coming in called stock blend, master blend. I'm not sure about the name, but I asked actually the other day, what do you use? But there are all kinds of names out there. So I think we just need to make a decision if it's going to be called stock blend, master blend. So meaning if you have a whole 100% oils in there, or 100%, let's say butters or carrier oils, shall we call this stock blend just and add it as a stock blend? And then it will show up under your ingredients as a stock blend. So that's what Seth is working on right now. He's 3/4 through. We are testing already, and there's always something we find. So we will continue to work those ones through. So I get the question by email, editing your raw ingredients. So if you have your own raw ingredients, you do want to go over here to this little hamburger, open up the hamburger, and then go over to the right-hand side to say show only my ingredients. Or if you want to edit a certain one, you can certainly search for it here as well. The way to recognize your own raw ingredient is immediately actually by this little trash can here. So you can delete it out as you wish, of course, but you can also change the currency, the price, the quantity, the unit, and the expiration date, and the supplier. We do not have currently the functionality to have the order date in here, because this app is, as it is right now, not meant as an inventory system. Also, it functions halfway already as an inventory system. But an inventory system is just another huge undertaking right now to really create an inventory system where you can see what is basically left of your oil when you use it. So if you, for example, put 10 milliliters of carrier oil into one blend and it would subtract something, those programs to build them out will cost quite a bit more. And so I know it's something which would be a nice to have feature, but we need to discuss that still, because that is basically giving us then or we have to basically change quite a bit around anyway. But you can change those 5 information right now. You can delete it, and that's how you actually can change the raw ingredients. So I got this email quite a bit lately, and I will post that one also into our tutorial section. But this is the way to go. So just basically go over here, show only my ingredients, and then you select the ingredient you need to change or search for it in the search bar. Number 1, adjusting the dilution ratio. So I had the question the other day, is like, oh, how come that it shows for me? So let's say you put some almond oil in here, and then you add some essential oil here, and you say, okay, the almond oil is going to be 10 grams, and then the essential oil 1 gram. So, and then somebody got a different dilution ratio than they normally calculated in with their school. So we did add this feature over here under preferences. So top right corner, top right upper corner, and you go to your username and go to preferences. And then you just go ahead and switch it over. Depending on what you've been taught or what you're using, you can switch this over and use any of the measurements you like to work with. As a default, we have 30 drops in 1 milliliter, and that is based on research and with the Tisserand Institute as well with Robert, what he mentioned once, it's between 20 and 40, so the 30 is the middle. But you go ahead and just go ahead and do what you basically got taught or what you use. So this is definitely what you need to put in. So one more time, it's over here in the upper right corner under your name, and then you go ahead and put in preferences here, your drop wishes. So the next thing is what is very interesting. As you know, we do have safety information here. And let me just pull up, let me just pull up cardamom, for example. And no, cardamom. Well, let's put cardamom, and then let's add, bergamot, of course. And my internet is a little bit slow. Bergamot. And let's see one more. I'm drawing a blank. No, the eucalyptus. Hang on, I'm drawing a complete blank right now. Anyway, so the suggested topical max is 0.4% here for bergamot. And if you don't have anything in here right now, so let's say you create a blend and it's going to be with almond oil again. And you enter this and you add, 100 grams of almond oil. Now you want to know, is bergamot actually above the topical max level of 0.4%? And because you have another oil in here, you will not be able to see it quite here because it says 2%. So you go to more statistics and you will be able to see the percentage right here. So you can see that cardamom has 0.98%. And that is definitely over the topical max for bergamot. So what you want to do is basically lower the amount of bergamot. And we can also go ahead and just say, let's say it's drops. And this one drops here as well, just for an example. We know already here that we are totally fine and in the safe zone. Now let's say we add 25 drops of bergamot. Let's see what the statistics say over here. So we can see that I added cardamom. Let's put this one back to 1 drop and cardamom to 25 drops. And then we go over here to more statistics, and then you can see that bergamot here is 0.83%. So that one here, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. this one here is definitely above the topical max. So what you can do is you can put all your oils in, and as soon as you see suggested topical max for any of the oils you added, you just come over here to more statistics and check your level. And then if you see it 0.83, you know immediately it's like, okay, this is way above. So let's put it down to 12 drops and go back to more statistics. And here you go, you're at 0.4 exactly. So this is how you would look up the topical max. So it's easy to do by just literally going into the more statistics item over here, this feature over here, more statistics. And I think some of you might have not known, but it makes it easier to blend instead of maybe taking this one out and doing something different. I don't know what you were doing until now, but you could definitely just go over and use more statistics. INCI names. So in regards to the INCI names, and you know that labels around the world have all different requirements, all countries have different requirements, but we do have the INCI name label here. They can be found here. Now we do have also the possibility of just the common name and the INCI name, and you have this here. And then you have the possibility of just the US label only needs basically the common name and the Latin name. And I'm pointing this one out because we have users from Australia and the UK and Germany and Estonia and Canada, obviously. I don't even know Canada. I think, Sylvia, if you're there, do you need to use the INCI name in Canada? I know you forwarded me something, but I did forget. So this is how to find copy paste. Definitely see that it has space enough, but this is how you can simply copy and paste your label name and put it onto your label, wherever you create your labels. Or if you have a designer, you can send it to the designer like this. I think basically that most of the time, if you put the INCI name on, you go all the way the safe route, because INCI name is worldwide recognized, and you're pretty safe with what it says. Of course, for regular users, they will not be able to really know too much most of the time, because sometimes half of the INCI name is gibberish if you go into the cosmetic formulation world. So there's a lot of weird INCI names out there. But for essential oils and carrier oils, it's fairly easy to read. Now, the other question which came up is how to copy an existing formula. And we do have all of your recipes formulations in here, and it might make sense to say, oh, check this one and make a copy. But really what it is simply taking a name, taking a blend, and then just call it save as after sun blend, copy, let's call it. And then this is how you duplicate a formulation or a recipe. And then you can make the changes to the recipe. So this one is the easiest way to duplicate a recipe or a formulation, make those changes, and just go ahead and click save. And then you have two of those ones. Let's make a change. The amber bottle goes out, click save, and then you basically will find two different recipes or formulation names, and they will be called after sun blend and after sun blend copy. So this is basically how to copy. You can see them here. Okay, so if you have any questions, this would be really good to know now. I'm gonna stop sharing for a moment and see what stock blend or synergy blend. Okay, exactly. So the synergy blend makes really a lot of sense, I guess, if it is an essential oil stock blend, right, Jackie? Does it also make sense if it is, for example, you have created, like, let's say, 20 ounces of shea butter / jojoba mix? Would you then still call it synergy blend, or does that become then a master blend? Or is it all all good to go under a stock blend. So I'm trying to find a name basically which would take it under your stock blends. It's sometimes not so easy to think because there are all kinds of possibilities out there. Let's see. Sylvia says we have the Natural Health Product Regulations with a list of required info that is similar to the INCI name. Okay, so that Sylvia is in Canada, and then this might be really good to look up Natural Health Product Regulations. And I think if you were to just go in, I can't copy paste that. But if you were to go in and type in Natural Health Product Regulations, INCI Names, Canada, then you probably will find the requirements you need to put on your labels to be fine with the rules in Canada. All right, and I think that's a good idea to just research that for every individual country, because there is a variety out there. And I know that in Europe, they definitely need the INCI name. I also know everywhere in Europe, basically, but I do know that I think the US has the easiest regulations in regards to the label name. Yeah. So are there any more questions in regards of the app right now? So those ones might have been familiar to some of you, and others maybe it's completely new, but let me know if you have any more questions. So if you're making a base, let's see, Jackie says, if you're making a base of lipids for a certain condition, then they do work in a synergistic way, right? So you mean they could be all called then synergy blends? I can add the link to the NHB regulator today. Okay, yeah, that would be really nice. Thank you, Sylvia. That would be wonderful. Okay, so I think I will check with Seth as well. I think he used for everything stock blend right now in his back office, in his back, whatever it's called, their programming craziness. But if anybody has other things to say, let me know too. I do have a question, and that question is specific to therapeutic properties. First of all, do you actually use therapeutic properties in your in your formulations in terms of looking them up? Would they be useful to you to know therapeutic properties of each oil? And also, how do you use them? Would you want to know them just for yourself or for the customer, or in what way would you want to see therapeutic properties? And that is just a question because that's something on our roadmap for quite a while, but it's been in the mind more because we entered the new year and we are finishing up on the stock blending as well, and I wanted to see what the interest is for therapeutic properties, to have those ones show up, as well as how would you use them. So that would be good to know. Jackie says maybe stock would be better to keep it less confusing. Yeah, I'm already confused. And Jean, where is the print options on the roadmap? Exactly. So the print options is actually right after the stock blends, and that is when you can select different print, the way you print this. So once the stock blend goes live, we will start with the print option. And then the therapeutic properties, if there's a wish for this, I need to see that we can squeeze it into the roadmap. But it's been coming on and off in my mind, and also as a request. Yes, I always check the therapeutic properties when creating a blend. Okay, so basically it's something like the safety information where it would show up, I guess, or you would want to probably search for therapeutic properties as well. Let's say you need something Analgesic, you would say, okay, show me the oils that have analgesic properties. Jackie is saying, I would use therapeutic to make blends and to tell clients or students what they're doing in each blend. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, yes. Okay, so you would want to search for therapeutic properties, but you also would want to probably have them displayed in a blend or with a blend when you create them, like the safety information. I do look at them when I make a blend. Okay. Okay. Facebook user. Jean, that might be you. Yes. Not all master blends are synergies. Okay. That's what Jean is saying. All right. So maybe stock blend might be the way to go. That was just an intuition from Seth because he needed to start somewhere. And then leave synergy blends for the essential oil blends. But yeah, so we'll see. If you have any more, so if you watch this afterwards, I love this kind of feedback. It is really helpful because at the end it needs to work for you as well as for others. And of course, when I blend, I want it to work too for me. But first of all, it's always you. If I want an analgesic, but my client can't use wintergreen, I would look for an alternative. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. That means you would like to search for analgesic, for example, and then maybe a whole bunch of oils would come up that are analgesic in order to replace the wintergreen in that case. And yeah, exactly. Wintergreen is one of those you don't want to use for some clients. That makes sense, Sylvia. Okay. Well, good. Good, 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 good. That wasn't a live. Yeah, so anything else you would like to let me know? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. I enjoyed the review today. Looking forward to the new options. Absolutely, Jean. Yes, that was a really sweet one today. Maybe I should always do it at 5 o'clock now, my time, which is noon your time. But some of you already know, but we are in the midst of moving actually as well to the United States back. And so the time for me will be much more aligned with all of you. So yeah, anything in terms of customer support and so on will be much more direct in the American time zone again. But I'm not sure if I'm going to freeze before I can answer you. But we shall see. Okay, well, thank you, Sylvia, as well. You're so welcome. I enjoyed that. And this one was a good and short one, yet informative. And then let me know if there's anything else. I will always look at everything. Okay, I will talk to you really soon next week. Wednesday, we actually going to have a guest, a coach, and it's Melissa, and you will meet her next week. So keep that in mind. It's going to be really, really sweet. And we will go live together next Wednesday. And we will talk about time management. So it's going to be a different live, but definitely fun. So keep this posted somewhere on your refrigerator door or not. Okay. Talk to you soon, everyone. Bye-bye. Ciao.